Anthony Fields here. Welcome to the Playwright's Corner. Today's Playwright's Corner is going to focus on me giving you a few tips on how to write a really good stage play or screenplay. The first thing you should work on is coming up with a theme, which is basically a matter of figuring out what it is you want to say in the story. What message do you want to get across? These messages can be anything from the value of friendship, repercussions of selfishness, or anything at all that you can think of that has a message behind it, a meaning, a purpose for it. In my personal humble opinion, a story without a message is not much of a story. Next, you may be tempted to try to make the quintessential, classic, original story, a story that's never been told before. But every story that we are experiencing now has been told before. Every story that we create now has been done before. And this is because simply the fact of time. Theater has been around for over 2,500 years. And within that time period, just think of 2,500 years. Any story that can be told has been told. But what makes your story and my stories unique are that they come from us individually. And because of that, they are going to be unique with our own personal viewpoints. They may be similar to other people's viewpoints, and our way of telling the story may be similar to other people's way of telling the story. But in fact, they are very, very different in the fact that it comes from you and you only. And you are unique. As I like to say, you are so unique that there's only one you in all of the universe. Only one. So from your thoughts, those can only be your thoughts and your feelings and your way of presenting them to an audience. Now be aware that your first draft is going to be your worst draft. And that's the way it should be. Because when you write, writing is really about rewriting. And the only way you rewrite is to do subsequent drafts after the first draft. So don't be tempted to write one draft and say, okay, it's done, that's it, I'm finished, and it's perfect. Because it's not. You're going to have to rewrite entering into that second draft. And that's where the fun really begins, by the way. Because you begin to explore the characters that you put down in the first draft. You explore the situations, the ins and outs, the possibilities, where it could go, instead of this way, it could go that way. And you see it more clearly. And so all your other drafts after the first draft are about fine-tuning, polishing, honing the story down to a perfect tale. When you write that first draft, don't be afraid of popping in a character that didn't exist before, earlier in the story. Write that character if you feel that it's needed, and then you can go back and introduce the character properly in the earlier parts of the story if they need be. And so explore that whole area of introducing characters and situations that you didn't think of in the first draft. Don't be afraid to do that. That's what makes a story worth telling and experiencing. So once again, I just want to emphasize, when you write your first draft, put everything that comes to your mind on the paper. Write it all down, and then you will sort through it later. No matter how silly or strange it may sound, just put it down there. It will help guide you in your next draft as to where you should go with the story in a more positive, in a more solid and confident manner. A word about the characters, the protagonist and the antagonist. In every good story, a protagonist and an antagonist want something, whatever that something may be. They want it, and they spin the story trying to get it. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And that's where the suspense comes in. Will they get what they want in the end? Is it good for them in the end? Sometimes what they want is not good for them, and it turns out that they realize that they really didn't want it at all. So you have a wide canvas to work on with that understanding that your characters want to acquire something. It could be happiness, it could be a new car, it could be a date, it could be anything. And sometimes it works out for them, and sometimes it doesn't. And once again, that's the fun of the story. Yeah, I think that's it for this Playwright's Corner. I hope this information helps you. And when you're writing, remember, be fearless. And if it does scare you, that's good, because that means that's what you should be doing. The thing that scares you, because that you're taking a risk, a challenge, and it will be a surprise for you and your audience. So thanks a lot for joining me on this Playwright's Corner. I will catch you next time. So have a great day, and enjoy the day if you're out and have a day like today. So, okay, see you later.